Welcome back to that Thursday night thing, wherever you are and have you listen to our show. We are here in the house. I'm Mr. U. Herb is in the house. Regina's joining us. Shane is on the way. And Raj is somewhere in the comment section stalking us and making sure we talk about the right stuff. So how you guys doing this evening?
It's a beautiful evening.
Great.
Somebody's on vacation out here.
Yep. But I told everybody we getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning so I don't miss the show. So we probably broke some traffic laws and everything. So.
Oh my goodness, I'm out here cracking the whip. Go ahead, man. Don't hurt nobody out there, man. Hope you're enjoying your vacay. Regina's in the house. So lovely to have you.
Thank you.
All's well with you? Everything good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so give our listeners a chance to get know a little bit about you. You can introduce yourself if you want to, your background in sports, what you do for a living, whatever you want to talk about. The floor is yours. After you're done, we'll get into NFL. All right.
So my name is Regina. I'm a Chiefs fan. Go Chiefs!
Uh-oh.
I'm also a Hog fan. I live here in the great state of Arkansas. I'm from the dirty South, bringing it. I have a background in medicine, and I'm currently getting my PhD in addiction and mental health. And so I love working with athletes, and I've always been involved in sports in one way or another. And I've been attending football games since I can remember. I wore a Joe Namath jersey to kindergarten. So I've been rolling deep for a long time.
I have some questions about that one. Joe Namath, do you play for the Chiefs? I don't think so, bro.
But I was only 5.
Okay, and Joe Namath was cute. I get it. I got it. Message received. Totally understand. Well, it's great having you with us. Again, you're going to meet Shane soon, and Roger, we already know him already, but he'll be jumping onto the comment section, always supporting us out there. Look, he's already responding to you already. Say, welcome, Regina. And Regina's gone. As soon as Roger commented in, she bounced.
That's all she was waiting on. She said, okay.
She said, as soon as she saw his name, she said, I'm off the show. Yeah. Wow, Raj. Thanks for that.
Good job, Raj. Good job.
We'll hang on in there. Okay, Regina. Pop the Roger's comments. You can see he's talking to you, and as soon as the comment came up, you left. So I mean, Roger's not taking that personally. But
thank you.
No, Raj, take it personally, Raj. She said, if Raj is involved, I'm not involved. Take it personally, Raj.
Don't do that. And Raj, good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Good to have you in the house. West Coast win. Oh, the first one in here. West Coast. That's some good work you're doing right there. The first one in. I like how you think. I like how you operate. The Winning Wrestling Podcast. Big Mike's in the house. What's up, fam? Lady Alpha's in the house. Regina got some friends out here supporting her today. I like it. All right. So we got a lot to get into. I'm going to forego all of the college football talk for this week. I've already kind of decided. I posted on social media. I already decided that when it comes to 2 of my favorite teams, I'm not going to be watching more this season. I'm pretty much out. I'm protecting my mental health, so I'm not watching the Michigan Wolverines. I'm not watching New York Giants. I'm not watching either one of those teams anymore for the rest of the season. I'm done. So I'm going to watch you guys' teams and root for you guys' teams and just have fun and just enjoy myself and be mentally stable. That's where I need to be. So we're not talking about Michigan this week. We're going to pass on that one. We're going to stay in the NFL, though. So as far as the Week 7 takeaways, I know there was a lot of games that, again, this might be the first time in many NFL years, in my opinion, where I've been shocked almost every week. Every week, something has shocked me. I think we've been seeing that the entire year so far, and maybe perhaps 1 week, maybe the first week or second week. One of those 2 weeks didn't shock me as much. I've been shocked by a lot that went on this week, but what do you guys see from your takeaway? Just overall view. We get into every game if you want to, but just overall, what shocked you? What was expected that you saw? What made you scratch your head? Overall takeaways from Week 7 straight up NFL games. What do you got?
Do you want to?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm looking at the injuries overall. I mean, we're having tons of injuries going on. So, as I was sitting in Levi Stadium.
Oh, you freezing up on us? We heard Levi Stadium.
Am I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So as I'm sitting in Levi Stadium and I see, Akua and Debo and everybody getting hurt, this is a problem after we've seen Watson get injured and we have a lot of huge injuries across the league, which is changing everything. Not that the Browns had a big chance, but you don't want to see anybody, get hurt. Right. And so I think shocking for me is the injuries just overall that we're seeing. I guess if we're talking about an individual game, it's, A-Rod bringing his receiver and him looking on the sidelines as if he just got kicked in the gut. That's a bad look.
Yeah. I'm thinking we're going to touch on that at some point in time. Hopefully it won't be me that starts it up because I might have too much vitriol to start that conversation. But in your assessment, Regina, why do you think we're seeing so many more injuries right now? Because it feels like you think that we have more injuries than normal. Why do you think that's happening? And Herb, you can chime in on that too, along with your takeaway too when you get a chance. Go ahead, Regina.
I don't know if it's conditioning. We walk this fine line between not having our players come in the preseason games, which we don't want them to get injured there, but they're getting a lot of these things happen. But is this conditioning? What is this? I don't know how. We're in week 7, so we're midway through. We're almost 50% through. Are they taking care of their body? This is their job. Attribute it to because we've taken a lot of the contact out of it.
Absolutely fair. Okay. Herb, what do you have? Your takeaways first, or your response to Regina's point about injuries?
The response is then it definitely seems directly to relate to no preseason. Like these guys are still trying to get in game speed this late. I also think a lot of them, like hits wise, is just people are just bigger, faster, stronger every moment. There's more weight programs, more conditioning programs. So hitting wise, I think that. But I do think the lack of preseason, like your first game is really like your first preseason game, right? There's just no way to simulate game speed in practice. So I do start to wonder if that's part of it. And now, as the NFL, they're trying to make the season longer and longer, right? So that's not helping. No preseason, that's great, but now you got more games. And then I honestly think, just from reading what athletes say, the Thursday night games are not helping them. These guys are getting used to what it used to be like Sunday to Sunday. I think it was J.J. Watt maybe had one, or maybe one of the Watts had like where he broke down his whole week. And he's like, look, Monday is nothing. Tuesday is this, blah, blah. He's like, Thursday is when I first start getting back to feeling normal. And once you start to cut that down on several of these weeks, I think you just, how it is. Like we all do our own routines personally, right? When something messes up your routine, you're out of whack. Now imagine it involves actually what you actually have to do on the field. I think that affects as well. So I think there's just a lot of different factors. But if the stars keep getting hurt, they're going to have to take notice and do something.
Yeah. Before you get into your takeaway too,
great.
It feels so the ACLs. Man, last year I said the same thing, so I'm not quite sure if the number is great or not. I didn't do the research on that, but the ACL injuries be a lot this year, the non-contact, and I'm not quite sure. Is this a turf situation? What are we talking about that's causing this to happen? Because it's happening so frequently. I mean, at MetLife, it's a thing where it's kind of a running joke now, where MetLife is so bad turf-wise that the ACL injury is almost academic for everybody if you play on that field. So that's neither here nor there, but there seem to be a lot of those going on. I probably can count maybe 6 or 7 I've heard already so far this year. I might even miss some, where people who are no contact injuries and they go down, clutching their knee, and everybody that's watching the game or in the fans or in the audience, they already know what's happening. They already know it's going to be ACL. And it's been right every single time. So that's a problem. How does that get solved? You guys got thoughts about that one, or is just something like kind of way over our heads? What do you think?
They're not going to solve it because
I don't know if
No, go ahead, Regina. Go ahead. Oh,
the ACLs, the MCLs, the PCLs. I mean, those are injuries that are, from cutting or from, moving your body a certain way and getting, your leg trapped underneath you where you can't get your footing. So if the turf is an issue, that's a problem. And the athletes do complain about this. But you can only repair an ACL, a PCL, an MCL so much, and it's done. It's a wrap. I mean, technology is amazing now. We can make it stronger than ever. But still, it's a big deal. Not everyone can rehab it the way that some of these guys have and done amazing.
Yep. That makes sense. All right, Herb, you didn't get a chance to go to your takeaways, man. What do you have takeaways from week 7? And then Shane, you can jump in with your takeaways real quick, and then we'll get into the more details of the game for week 7. Go ahead, Herb.
Okay. And just to touch on that last point real quick, the owners don't want to replace the fields because they don't want to pay the money. So that's really what it is. So they'll go through studies and say, oh, there's not really a problem, but the players think there's a problem. So I had fun. If we're going to specific takeaways, man, I really enjoyed the Lions and Vikings game. That was one of my favorites. I picked the Lions. I was rooting for them, but that was that just tells you kind of what that division is going to be like, a race to the finish. Really happy to kind of see what the Vikings have become and made that more competitive, because I thought they'd be last in the division, and now they're fighting for first. But just great to see Detroit putting it together, man. Goff having a great season. So you gonna say hello? No, okay. But that was one of my favorite games of the weekend. And then my flip side takeaway is how bad the Texans and CJ Stroud look on the road. Like, that was an ugly, ugly performance. So I can't believe they only lost by 2.
Indeed. Shane, any takeaways from week 7 that stuck out?
I mean, as usual, I love cheating off of Herb. So I agree with him. Detroit and Minnesota really showed up. I love them both going offense for offense with a defense that's still playing well. Like, I didn't think there were any cheap touchdowns out of that, but a high-scoring game still. I mean, Raj hit on it too, with Watson getting hurt. I think was the big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, he's been saying how the Dogs fans did Watson.
I got you. Okay.
But I mean, with that, I think that again shows you where Cleveland is. I mean, the fans, they're sick of it already. I mean, you never want to see anybody get hurt, regardless of what I think of his moral background already. But for them to kind of go full throttle into that, the other thing is him getting injured puts them in even a worse spot, because now he's hurt. That money is really dead space. And the Browns are looking for another quarterback for about I think that jersey's already covered. There are about 34 names of failed quarterbacks on that jersey now. So they're going to have to add some more names to that pile now.
Unbelievable. Somebody just posted on my Twitter about the inability to find a quarterback. I'm like, the Browns can't get. I'm like, that's a special circumstance. They're just special. Yeah. They shouldn't take that long. Washington figured it out. I think your guys in New England, I think they might have figured it out. The Colts may have figured it out, perhaps. It shouldn't take 35 years to figure out a quarterback. I'm sorry. Something's wrong. It's not.
You're lucky somewhere. Yeah.
It's something wrong with your ability to assess QB skills and tools. Something's not right. Because 35 years is a long time. Some people don't listen, and they are even 35 years old. It's been before they were born. They still can't get it right. So come on. Something's not right there. But speaking of the Patriots, Shane, I don't know if you feel the same way about this man, but I got a feeling, man, your boy Mayo, I got a feeling they ain't going to let him hang around but so much longer. I mean, he's a defensive coach, and their defense can't stop the run. He's not the last person to say, man, don't give these guys a chance. I'm always on the side. Give them a chance to at least a little while to figure some stuff out. How you feel, man? I don't think it's going to happen for him.
I agree with you, Yusuf. I think the other thing is, as much as the family decided to get rid of Belichick, when Belichick says, I mean, take a look at those names. They're the same as they were last year, and we were number 1 in run defense. they didn't automatically turn soft and forget how to tackle in a year. I mean, that's a shot at one of your guys. Mayo was in there. But I've said this before. I think the Patriots were at a point where they should have gone full rebuild anyway. Yeah. We talk about it week after week. In the NFL, in the NFL, you either have to win. You need to be at the top, or you need to be all the way at the bottom, because there's no way that you can.
The middle is terrible.
Anything. Yeah, if you're in the middle, you're just throwing away draft picks, and you're never going to catch up. So, if I'm the Patriots, I think May played well. Again, he has no offensive weapons around him. I challenge anyone to say that. So what are you going to do defensively too? Your offense isn't helping you stay off the field either. Before they thought maybe in the beginning against the Bengals they'd have a run game, but that's shown not to be viable either.
Man. When you look at the rundown, man, I like Hunter Henry. I liked him when he was in Los Angeles, man. But
I like Hunter Henry too. But when your tight end is your only weapon, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
Jalen Poe was supposed to be the guy, man. But right now, I don't see that. maybe you guys don't see either, perhaps. But it's not looking great right now. All right. And on another note, it looks as though, well, I'm trying to think I was going with Miami. I want Raj to chime in on this one if he has the availability to do so. On 320 snaps, Waddle got hit 30 times. On 316 snaps, Tyree got hit 41 times. It's very clear that they're not being involved in this offense. And I don't understand that, because they're clearly the two best players. Maybe even if she was on the field, they're still the two best players, probably. Why are they not being included in the offense? You guys got any thoughts about this? It's very weird.
I didn't think their targets were that high, to be honest.
That's it. But it doesn't look like that in real game action. It looks like they're not being included whatsoever. And I'm trying to figure out why that is, because they're not tanking. They're not trying to. They're trying to win. They've been predicted to win the division. But for some reason, it seems like they don't want to include these two guys in it. Tyler Huntley should be throwing the ball to them all the time, because who else do you have? They don't really have a verifiable tight end that you can throw the ball to. So you got two of the fastest guys on the team, two of the best players in the league, I'd say. Why are you not throwing in the ball? Jonnu Smith is good, but come on. It's not Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle good. So why do you think they're not throwing the ball to Hill and Waddle?
Hey, that's a good question, because we know what Hill can do downfield and open space. We know he can get separation. We know this man can catch a bomb. So why not release it to him? We're getting Tua back this week, assuming that he's feeling well. Tua can sling it. So let's get it to him. Hill acted like he was, maybe we see a reunion. I don't know. I don't really have the answer to why they're not targeting him. They are their weapons, big money weapons. Why are you not using your big money weapons? Makes no sense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a coaching problem. That's what it is, because there's no excuse for at least once a quarter, once a drive, whatever. All right, 3-step drop, throw it up as far as you can on one of the sides and let one of the guys. At least give a shot at it. It's got to be better than whatever they're doing right now, right? And you have to have, you built this whole offense around Tua, it seems like. You had to have a viable backup plan for a guy who's been injured every year but one going back to college. So none of that makes any sense. But I just don't see how hard that could be. Hey, man, throw it deep one time, okay? Hey, if we go through another series without throwing them, we're doing 3 pass plays. These are the only 2 targets. These are the only guys running routes. So throw it to one of them, and if we punt, we punt, because that's what we were doing anyway. The last thing that Gina said was it's got to be coaching, and that's just it's very, very poor.
I agree with both what Regina and Herb have already said. I think when you're talking about coaching, it's one of those things where you get snake bit, where you get called a genius so many times you start to believe it. And instead of sometimes the easiest answer is get the ball to my best players, you try to come up with new designs on how to do that. The other thing, I mean, from a Miami standpoint, you might want to go blast from the past and go Wildcat. I mean, both of those guys are premier speed athletes. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can get them on the corner, whether that's running the ball, passing the ball, whatever how you want to do it, I mean, you've got to come up with a way. I agree with Herb. The other thing is, though, I mean, if I had Tua and I just signed him to this big deal, and I know that concussions are a problem to the point to where we tried to teach this guy how to fall, I'm going to make sure that I have a suitable backup ready to go. That's on them for not having something set up. And I mean, I'm not even going to take a shot at Tyler Huntley for this. I mean, you have an offense that's built to try to score as many points as possible, and we'll see what else we can do. And then you just don't have anybody ready to go.
Yeah. I'm going to double down on that. It's not even concussions with Tua. It is everything. At Alabama, there was no concussions, but everything else, So you add the concussions on top of that, you have to have a backup plan, Is he going to be as great as Tua? No, but you got to have something, if you're going to pay that guy that much money. Like, there just has to be something. Like, I wouldn't have spent the money on OBJ. I would have gone to get a backup where he's doing nothing for you. They'll get a backup.
Well, like you said, the other thing with that too, Herb, is like if you have Tua and you built the offense around him, you can still bring in a backup that backup skill set is just to throw the ball deep.
Yes.
This could have been one where you could have gone for a Joe Falco and have him be the quarterback that's not going to run. He's not going to do anything else, but he's going to get the ball to the person that needs the ball. I mean, that could have been decided early on. And again, I think it's the same thing. You see it with Shanahan in San Francisco too. Like, I mean, at least with San Francisco, the entire offense now is hurt. But again, sometimes you're too smart for your own good. Like, you just need to get the weapons, the ball.
But I mean, San Francisco's got they've got me. You've got guys that can run a reverse. I mean, Tyreek Hill's gonna make it. He's gonna make the edge.
Yeah.
You don't have to be somebody who throws a bomb when you have two of the best guys in the NFL. Run a reverse. Run, just a little slant pass, a little screen. These guys can get it in the flat, in the open. Like, make it happen.
Yes.
You're not giving them a chance. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. I love you guys' thoughts, man. But I'm still not understanding. I'm sorry. His nice comment. I'm going to speak a little bit to this and what he was saying here. Said maybe with this offense being a huge time in offense, maybe the backups have a better connection with other wide receivers. That's fine. But when you mentioned Tyler Huntley, who I guess is the backup in this situation, I think they have another guy, Skylar Thompson, that had in there before that. I don't know what happened with where he was in the depth chart, but when you have Tyler Huntley, they ain't no excuse to me. Because we watched him in Baltimore. How many times was Lamar Jackson out? A lot. Who came in to back him up? Tyler Huntley. What happened? A lot. They didn't lose a lot. This thing that Jackson does better than Huntley, granted. But from a schematic standpoint, Huntley was able to kind of fit in there and do some of the same things. Hit Mark Andrews. Rashad Bateman to a degree, I guess. But, they had it was still working. So Tyler Huntley is smart enough to know, even himself, Waddle and Hill are the fastest guys on this team. When the move to change, they need to get the ball in their hand. John Smith is a good tight end, but he's more of a possession guy in that role that he's playing out. But he's not expected to be some downfield threat. Huntley knows that. Huntley is familiar with that kind of schematic. So I don't understand why he wouldn't thrive in this situation. What do you think, Herb?
Yeah, well, but you're talking about two totally different offenses. Like, Baltimore is a run-based offense. So the first thing you mentioned there was hitting Mark Andrews. Well, that's what he's doing, is hitting, Jonnu Smith. So he's running what he ran in Baltimore, but you never heard about him throwing bombs to anybody. Like, Baltimore does not have the kind of speed. You might respect Zay Flowers, but he never really – I don't remember if he even played with Zay Flowers, but I know you never thought of Tyler Huntley. You never thought of Huntley as a great thrower while he was with Baltimore. So the things that you kind of are expecting to translate over, hitting the tight end, well, he's doing that by hitting Jonnu Smith, what he did with Mark Andrews. but you never thought about him having great passing games. That was a run-based offense. Miami's more of a pass-based offense with speed down the edges. So it's two totally different things, and that's why it's not going to translate to what Miami wants to do.
I feel like it's more similar than we think, because one thing that Huntley did in Baltimore a lot is he made plays with his legs. I mean, that kept them in a situation where Lamar Jackson could come back at the end of the season and be in the playoffs.
Right. But what you're arguing are two different things. That's not what Miami needs. They don't want Tua making plays with his legs. So everything that you're mentioning about Huntley is not something that would translate to what Miami needs. Miami doesn't need him hitting the tight ends, and they don't need him making plays with his legs, and they don't need a good running game. They need him hit the wide receivers. That's not something that he had to do at Baltimore.
Fair. Rod says, not sure if you heard, but Tua got hurt again. Is that real?
No.
Not sure why Huntley or Tim Boyle won't throw the ball. I feel like I was sitting here saying that too. I have no idea why. I don't quite get it. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And Big Mike said, hold on. Big Mike said he's not excusing the coach and just answering the question of why they may not have been getting the ball. And I think he's okay. Not sure what piece that belongs to, man. But yeah, that's definitely a fair point. Shane, would you need anything else on this particular situation? Or anything else to take away from Week 7, a different game, perhaps, that kind of stuck out at you? Anything?
No, I mean, kind of to wrap this up, I agree with her, but I think in this situation, you're looking for a quarterback that has shown you that this is the way he's going to monitor an offense, and then you expected him to do more. Miami's not built to get yardage in short situations. They're built to do 60, 50-yard gains, and then we're going to hope that they're going to finish it off. Yes. They're not a built pass game to even do the short things. I think, like Regina's, like, you look at what you're saying, you get Tyreek Hill in a slot screen. That's how you can get the ball to him. That's how you can get big yards plays. But Miami's offense, it has been dictated by those large plays, and when you take them completely out, then the touches disappear for those guys too. Like Herb mentioned, when you're going through the run, if you had told me that he's been targeted 41 times, I'm not seeing that when I'm watching those games. I'm going, why is the best player on my team not getting the ball as much as he can? And yeah. I mean, they have looked ugly this year. Let me say this.
Go, Virginia.
Let me say this. We're 7 weeks in here, and at what point do we not during the week go back to the drawing board? Why do the Dolphins have to be the Dolphins from the first half of the year? Why can we not change it up? Hey, dance with the one that brought you. Who do you got on your team today? Who's on my team today? Mm-hmm. Let's make these people work.
What are we waiting?
Are you trying to win, or are you trying to get by? I mean, you got to change
like they're trying to get by.
How you play.
What?
You got to change up how you play at some point. Whether it be your scheme or what, I mean, you've got an end in front of you, and it's achievable. Your quarterback is a problem. He gets hurt. It's not a newsflash. This is not new. You went out here and you got these weapons. If you need to redesign your play calling, do it. That's your job.
Yeah.
This division is not getting easier. I mean, the Bills are doing something that we don't expect them to do. Last year, they were as mercurial as you can get. Up, down, all last year. Beating team they should have beaten, losing to team they shouldn't have been losing to. Now they're sitting here, they're accurate. They figure some stuff out. Josh Allen is not a liability throwing the ball, especially downfield. You think you got time to mess around in the AFC East? You better think again. To just get anything get anything down with Devontae and these weapons that Aaron Rodgers has, and they stay any kind of relatively healthy, they can be a push for that second spot. It's not guaranteed for Miami to have that. Do what Regina's talking about. Make some adjustments while you have the opportunity, because time is starting to run out. All right. Anybody concerned about Antonio Pierce beside me? Anybody else scared for his current situation? Anybody else?
I think Raiders Nation is concerned.
I'm concerned.
I think Raiders Nation is concerned with the culture.
I don't know. This quarterback thing, see, coaches always get the hit for this one. Because right now, the Raiders haven't got this quarterback thing figured out. Clearly, they thought Connor would be good for it now, but they didn't really believe that Connor was going to be the guy long term. They hoped that he'd be a 1 or 2 year guy, but they didn't really expect him to be a long term. So right now, as it stands, they're probably drafting a quarterback again. And Pierce is like, it's not looking good out there right now. It's not looking good. The defense was supposed to be elite. That's what we heard, and it's not showing to be that. They're gonna give this man the axe, ain't they?
Yeah. Well, so it's one of your questions was like, who's nailing the rebuild, and you had the Raiders in there. The problem was they should have started a rebuild about a year or two ago, and they didn't. So they didn't get, they let Hunter Renfrow, who was having great years, they tanked his value, then they let him walk out the door. Devontae Adams, they held on to too long. They didn't solve the quarterback issue. And now, like, you had to draft like a tight end 2 years in a row, which Bob Bowers has been excellent this year. But that shouldn't be like the only thing you have to show for like the last 3 or 4 years as we drafted, a great tight end. Like, what else is going on with the rest of the team? So he's gonna get fired, but that team is poorly put together. And they, like, when I answered your question, and I was like, some of the teams are in a rebuild, but they don't know it. The Raiders in a rebuild, they just don't know it. Trade Crosby, get some pieces. And blow this thing up and start over. But you're holding on to Pete. Why was Adams even on the team this year? Like, what did you honestly think you were going to get done with no quarterback? So
I don't know.
Yeah. So that should have been a done deal a long time ago.
He made it clear he didn't want any part of that team.
Right.
Do you got the results of the poll question? Do you have it? Because I forgot to pull that up. Do you guys have the results? And you guys had the results of the poll question? So we can talk about it. I forgot to bring that up. It's a shame while somebody trying to find it beside me.
I mean, like Herb mentioned, I think Raider Nation knew what was coming. They just didn't react to it. I mean, the other thing is when your best quarterback owns 10% of your team, your chances are done. Like they did not make a decision on a quarterback. Brady is the best one in there, and he's not coming back right now, to the best of my knowledge.
Would you want to?
If I'm him, no. But I mean, you never know with Brady. He might just decide all of a sudden I want to show off a bit and throw the ball around for again.
He got ownership responsibilities now. You can't do that stuff, can he?
But I mean, I agree with Herb. The thing for me, if this is me right now, I'm gonna fleece Detroit for them to come get Crosby. You need a defensive end. He started at Eastern Michigan.
Yes.
That they'll go for him. This is when I go to Detroit and go, look, this is what I need. I'm going to take some draft picks. I might take a wide receiver off your bench, and let's make a deal. You have to make something happen if you're Detroit. And if you're the Raiders, like Herb said, this is a decision that should have been made 2 years ago. It should have been, let's clear some space. Let's make some moves. Garoppolo is not your answer. None of the backup quarterbacks you have are your answer. Now you would have been a step ahead. If you're following the Herb model, if you don't have a quarterback, that's where you need to start, and then that starts to rebuild because you're going to be in that cycle until you get that signal caller.
Copy that. All right. Do we have the results of the poll question?
Yeah. So which rebuilding plan is failing so far in 2024? The Patriots or the Raiders are leading with 43%.
All right.
I disagree with the Patriots part of it.
I don't know. I mean, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
I don't think they really planned to really compete. I mean, you couldn't have because you got Jacoby Brissett. Yeah. So you know that wasn't going to be
You drafted a quarterback and you didn't start him at the beginning of the year. Like, I like that plan.
No, that's what was supposed to happen. So okay, I don't think I agree with that. Who's second to the Patriots?
I agree.
Go ahead.
I agree. I think the Raiders are a dumpster fire, and they should have been rebuilding. In the poll, it should be like 90% Raiders.
Yeah.
I mean, Max Crosby is going to be a Lion. He should have been a Lion last week.
Yes.
I mean, let the man
Just
go.
do it. Yeah.
So, they send Max Crosby. Hutch comes back. They're both on the line. Man, that's a line I want to see.
Yep.
Yeah, they got some guys I probably wouldn't mind having on my team right now. I know a couple of them. I'm looking at the depth chart. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having one of these guys on my team right now. It would be great. Yeah. But it is what it is. Okay, one final question before we get into our best decision for the week. All right, so you start it off. Yeah, that's going to be a hard one. You can go ahead and start it off, Regina, but the question's about the Chiefs, but I want everybody to chime in. Do you believe that the Chiefs are still the class of the league as we stand right now? Bring all the bias you have, Regina. I understand. Go ahead.
I'll say this. They have a winning record. Do I think they're the best in the league? No. I currently think the Ravens are the best in the league. That's who I think the best is, personally.
Okay. Herb? No, not you, Herb?
Well, they beat the Ravens. Yeah. No, but this is one of those where I would have been biased if I was a Chiefs fan and said, yes, they are. Their best player is probably having one of his worst seasons, and they're undefeated, and they've already taken down the Ravens. I realize it was week 1, but I'd be pretty happy if I'm the Chiefs, because we know Patrick Mahomes turns it on when the playoffs come, right? And the defense is playing well, and they're surviving everything that's happening with their wide receivers. Like, the next guy that walks into practice might be like number 2 on the depth chart. I guess that's why they had to go get Hopkins or whatever. But they are still the class of the league until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing with the Chiefs is the culture, which is exactly what you're hoping to build in Las Vegas for the Raiders. The culture is great. The coaching is great. The camaraderie is great. Like, these guys gel. And Patrick Mahomes and I out here trying to run up his stats. And that is a game here. And Andy Reid changes it up week to week. We make it happen when it can't happen somehow. And for that, I applaud them every week. Trust me.
Fair enough. Shane.
I think the biggest thing when you come to Kansas City is if you're a player on that team, you know that your GM is going to go get the pieces to make you better.
Yep.
He sees I don't have a solid number 1 wide receiver. I don't know if D-Hop is, but I'm going to go make a run for that. I don't have a running back that I trust all the time. I'm going to go dust off Kareem Hunt, give him some carries. If you're Brett Veach, you just go around and go, okay, what does my team need? I'm going to try my best to get them some weapons and see what we can do. Like Herb said, I mean, in years past, if you had told me that Kelsey was going to have the numbers he has right now and that they were still going to be undefeated, no one would have taken that. That would have been like, there's no way that defense is going to hold up. They lost players off that defense. Spagnuolo has kept them together. I think, like Regina said, the Chiefs right now are at a point where when bad things happen, they go, that's okay. We're going to come back. We got this. And the other thing that helps them too is you have a kicker that you trust in those situations. Did he have a rough preseason? And with some of the things he said, but anytime those guys have an opportunity to talk about Harrison Butker, they always say, like, we trust Harrison. He's going to make this kick. He's going to do this. Like, Kelsey talks about him every single week. We trust him. He's going to make the kick. And that's why Kansas City can hold on to some of those games. I think the Ravens are going to be a tougher out now. Like Herb said, they caught him in the beginning of the year, but I think there's weaknesses with the Ravens too, and the Ravens are going to Raven once it gets to the playoff time. They'll find a way. John Harbaugh will find a way to lose that game.
Copy that. All right. So our best decisions here, we're going to jump into that. What we do is for every team that we pick, the team we ask the best thing they made in the offseason. We're sitting here in a bit of a quandary. So this may be the shortest segment that we've ever had on this show because that the Carolina Panthers had made in the offseason may take us a lot longer than this show lasts. So right after I did all the research, I tried to find everything I could to find out what the best decision they made. And the best thing I can come up with is them cutting cap. And now look at where they are in cap. They almost last in cap flexibility. So the best thing they can do is cut cap, and they're like 30th in cap. So I'm like, so where were you if you didn't cut cap? Where would you be? 32nd? You'd be last. So I'm struggling to find anything good to say about them in the offseason. I give you guys a hall pass today.
I have one. I have one. Trading away Burns was their best move because they were never going to win with him. So you might as well get some cheap draft picks. That was the only thing I really thought was good because there was no point in keeping him because they're going to be now. Are they going to turn the draft picks into anything good? Probably not. But at least it was
I have no idea. They got a 2-5 in the fifth next year. That's what they got for that move. So I don't know. Regina, Shane, do you have any saving grace for this team that you can share really quick? And once you're done, we get into our predictions for next week.
Yeah.
Go, Regina.
I thought, they're trying to rebuild that defense by going out there and getting Jadeveon Clowney, trying to do a little – I mean, they did a lot of work with the defensive line, and then they went out here and got Xavier Leggett that is, supposed to be good. Will they make something out of him? I don't know. But,
we don't have a lot of faith. That's
you
all.
asked me to dig.
Andy Dalton can, but he's not there right now. So Leggett was doing some great things together. It was looking really nice. When Bryce Young was back there, Leggett was like almost not on the team. So kind of hard to figure out how that could be possible. And Deontay's giving me the jump out of a window right now. He's not happy whatsoever. Shane, what do you have to what kind of saving grace can you provide to this godforsaken team?
Man, I respect that you all came up with like real answers because my answer was that they're wearing the colorway jerseys a little less this year. I mean, Carolina. Well, Regina mentioned the Vegas being a dumpster fire. I mean, y'all, this is terrible. I'm looking for a bright spot and I can't find it. I feel bad when you hear the replays of like Luke Kuechly sitting up there in the booth going, nope, but you got a tackle there. Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. Like it is terrible right now. There hasn't been any great decisions. I don't even like Dan Morgan. I agree. Get those draft picks. I think like Regina said, like they had a plan in place. The problem is that you didn't have any of the pieces before, and you can't try to just grab some short-term answers when you don't have any base. Like that team is going to be bad for years to come. You have made some terrible decisions. You have an owner that really has tried to flex his muscles but hasn't gotten anything to happen. And I think Carolina is just in serious trouble. The best decision would have been to raise the white flag and pray for the next year.
Nobody in their right mind puts a thief over the company's treasury. Nobody does that. That's all they're doing. All the draft picks they get, they go to somebody who's going to just screw it up. No matter how many they get, because that person's not capable of handling that assignment. We've already seen that multiple times already. The ownership, that's a whole nother story. That's extra bad, like almost Dallas bad, almost. But all right, predictions, because we're already up against the clock already, but we're having fun. It's all good. So we'll go around the room, so to speak. Our predictions for all the games. I call them out. Give me your picks. If you need odds, I got those here if you don't already have yours. And after that, our 5-pack poll, and we'll close it out for TNF, which should be a good game tonight. So tonight we got the Vikings at Los Angeles Rams. I'm going Vikings here. I think those points are going to be a little bit more than that. I know the Cougars will be coming back, but I still like the Vikings here. What do you got, Herb?
Yeah, I'm going Vikings. I'm not even sure who's still playing for the Rams at some point, but I'm going Vikings.
Nakua and Cup are still there.
Are they both playing tonight?
Yes. And Kyron Williams
is back.
Yeah. Nakua got activated.
Cup. If you're about to trade Cup, I wouldn't play him. But
I feel you. Let's see what happens. I'll be watching. Regina, what do you got?
Yeah, I think the Vikings are legit. I thought they were legit before we came into the season. I'm 100% in on the Vikings.
Copy that.
Brian Flores is killing it as defensive player.
Gotcha. Shane, go.
Like it.
Full on agreement, Vikes.
All right. Ravens and Browns, it's not going to be hard. And Deshaun Watson's still part of the team, so it should be easy for all of us. I'm going Ravens here. Herb.
Ravens. Ravens. And not the Browns. I'm also picking against the Browns.
Right. Against 4 Ravens and against the Browns as well. Just 2 picks. All right, go. Regina?
Agreed. Ravens and against the Browns.
Fair. Shane?
Full agreement. Full agreement.
Can we concede that everybody's picking the Lions or the Titans? Can we concede that part?
Yes.
To move us forward? Is that easy? The Titans have absolutely no shot to win this game.
Yes.
My coach said Texans a little bit harder. I'm going Texans here, and those numbers should be about right. T.J. Stroud's been getting sacked, I think, 20 times this season so far, which is awful. The Colts have the kind of guy that can do that, but I'm going Texans here by a slight margin. How about you, Herb? What do you got?
Yeah, Texas, mostly because they're at home. Their road woes are terrible, missing Nico, but I think they get him at home.
Regina?
I agree. I'm taking Texans at home. I know we don't have Nico, but I think CJ gets it done.
I love me some Nico. Go Blue. All right, Shane, go ahead.
They miss him.
I miss him.
I agree with everybody. If this wasn't a home game, I think the Colts were on a better chance. But I think in Texas, you're going to get CJ Stroud the best he can get.
All right. Can we concede that the Packers going to beat the Jaguars? Can we do that around the board? Are we?
I'm
can
okay.
we head out to the next
Jags are still in the NFL?
Yes, they're still there. I saw them the other day.
Thought they're in the Premiership.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Cardinals and the Dolphins. All right, I'm going Dolphins here. Yeah, I'm going Dolphins. It's the best choice. What do you have?
I'm going Dolphins because of Raj, but because if it wasn't for Raj, I would probably take Arizona because it's Tua's first game back, and I had no idea what to expect. But I love my brother, so I'm going Dolphins. Don't let me down, Raj.
Oh man, that's beautiful. All right, Regina, what do you have?
Well, I don't have a Raj, and I ain't partial to nobody. Okay, so I'm not getting down like that. I'm gonna go Cardinals on this one. I think that Murray's gonna.
Regina just smacked me in the face.
With Connor, they gonna run it right up. I mean, y'all ain't got nothing. You got nothing for that?
Okay, Mike, what are you talking about? Who said something about you? I missed it.
He's saying because he's a Dolphins fan also, but I'm bringing up Raj and not him.
I forgot that. Like I'm not even here. That's funny.
See?
Wait a minute, Lady likes the Dolphins too?
No, she just has Mike back. Oh. She always has Mike's back.
Fair. Copy that. Yeah. I love the camaraderie. All right, Shane, you picking up
I
the cards
agree with
today?
everything Regina said. I think that Kyler Murray's going to have 2 through the
Shane
air.
Shane just turned on me. Did everybody see this? It was like a chair shot to the back.
I like you, Shane.
And you know how I feel about the Cardinals, Yusuf. This is.
Yes, I know. I'm getting this documented. Like what?
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I think the Dolphins are in trouble, and I don't think Tua's going to look good coming back either.
Wow, you may rock. You may her pass out.
Oh, that's
incredible. All right, come on.
Trust me, I've been heel a long time. This is Brett the Hitman Hart heel level right here. I'll turn against the whole country.
This is Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty heel right here. This
sweet chin music.
This is a little bit different. You turned on the whole crew with this one. All right, Jets at Patriots. I'm going Jets here. I don't know what to expect, but whatever it is, it's going to be better than what the Patriots are doing right now. So we can see the Jets are going to win this game. Are we good with that, Shane? You're a Pats fan. You don't feel good about it?
I am taking the Pats in this. I think the Jets are going to screw it up again.
Ooh,
I'm picking nobody.
You went out on me.
I'm picking nobody.
You can't do that.
0-0 tie. Nobody. This game is terrible.
Oh, come on. Regina, are you picking nobody as well, Regina?
No, I'm going to step in it with both feet. I'm going Jets. I think that, Aaron's done got everybody else fired. He got nobody to blame but himself, so step up.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, can I say something to Big Mike real quick?
Let's see.
Raj has been a Dolphins fan all his life, and Mike held an online poll to become a Dolphins fan. So come on, they're not the same.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, Big Mike.
Come on.
Big Mike.
Come on.
Big Mike. Find the nearest chair and sit down. All right. Okay. Falcons at the
Pull that
Buccaneers.
right out of the Aaron Rodgers playbook. Just throw the man under the bus and just drive it, beep it back over on your way back through.
No, he just stating the fact that we wouldn't know if Herb didn't enlighten us. That's important information.
I was fine until the whole Herb now knows how I feel.
Going, man. We gotta keep going. Big Mike we can't stay there. Let's keep going. Falcons at Bucks. I'm going Falcons. We got Herb.
Falcons. Is there any Bucks left? I'm going Falcons.
Yeah.
Kinda. A little bit. Shepard and McMillan and some other guy. Yeah, they still got somebody, I guess. But, all right, Regina. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, Falcons.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Shane.
Falcons.
All right, here's a tough one for you. Bears at Commanders. I'm going Bears on this one.
Oh, I know Jaden Daniels, or is he?
Where? I don't think so. He might try, but that kind of try with your ribs, that kind of try will get you out for multiple games. So he should be trying in this situation, but he might. They may cost you. I'm going Bears here.
I'm still going Commanders.
Come on, Herb. You can't think too long.
I'm still going Commanders.
What? Blasphemer. All right, Regina, go ahead.
Yeah, Jaden, he's out. So I'm going the Bears.
The Bears. Shane.
I'm with her, but I think Commanders still.
Okay. Are we good with the Chargers beating the Saints?
Oh, yeah.
Herb?
I guess. Yeah, that works.
All right. Bills at Seahawks. Are we good with that too? With the Bills beating Seahawks? Anybody really think?
I'm not.
No, you're not. You think the Seahawks going to beat the Bills?
I'm not okay with that at all.
Okay. You going Seahawks?
I think the Seahawks are home. I think they still got DK Metcalf. I think Geno's had a really exceptional year. I think it's a problem. I think it's going to be way closer than you think.
Is DK playing?
Well, I mean, he didn't practice. He didn't practice today, but let's see. I think he plays.
Okay. All right. And we up against it now. I got to move this thing along now. Y'all got to forgive me now. Eagles at Bengals. I'm going to go Bengals because I just feel that way. You going to Eagles, Herb? Okay.
I'm going Regina? And I'm going Bills too, by the way. But yes.
Fair. I like it. Regina? Eagles or Bengals?
Eagles.
She know.
Eagles.
Eagles. I can't go Bengals.
Okay, so the Broncos got this Panthers game locked down, right? Can we move past that one? Are we good with that? Broncos going to win this? Everybody?
Yeah.
I want to pay. All right. Chiefs at Raiders.
Yep.
I'm not going to ask Regina how she feel about that. We can go ahead and skip Regina. We know she's not picking the Raiders to win this game. So Herb and Shane, you see the Chiefs winning this, right?
Yes.
Should be easily. Here's the big one: Cowboys at Niners. With all the injuries they got, I'm still going Niners in this game because I just got to. I'm contractually obligated to not pick against the Cowboys. I'm picking the Niners here. The Niners, bro.
I'm still taking the Niners.
Yes.
I'm picking for the Niners and against Dallas.
Copy that. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Regina, Niners or Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go the Niners. I mean, I just can't.
I respect that. Shano.
Niners.
I love it. All right, so here we go. Giants at Steelers. Okay, I ain't falling for the okie doke no more. I already told you I ain't watching no more games this season. Done. I check out the highlights on my phone. I ain't watching no more games. I'm going Steelers here. They're probably gonna blow them out. Russell Wilson probably gonna throw 3 touchdowns, maybe 4. So I'm going Steelers here. Herb, who you got? I won't be offended. You can go ahead and say Steelers. You ain't gonna bother me. Herb is stuck too? Oh no.
I'm going Steelers.
Copy. All right, Regina.
I'm going Steelers. I mean, I feel like Dayball's going to get Jones killed before he ever gets anything done.
Oh my goodness, Shane. What you got, Shane?
Steelers.
All right, that was easy. All right, 5-pack poll. This one might have been a little bit easier this week. You guys feel the same way about it? Oh, man. Herb got knocked out of the box. All right, well, I guess he's going to be picking last one. So as you guys know, if you guys have been watching us for a little while, we do a 5-pack poll. We get 5 teams, 5 categories. The 5 categories are 1, wins the division. 2, dead last in the division. 3, plays in Super Bowl in the next 3 years. 4, in full rebuild in the next 5 years. And lastly, 5, first round playoff exit. Who wants to kick us off?
I can go on this one.
Go for it.
I will. Okay, go ahead, Shane.
I went so win the division. I went the Falcons. Dead last, and I think that this is more because the West is kind of a mess right now. I put Arizona. In the Super Bowl in 5, I went with the Los Angeles Chargers. Full rebuild, went the New York Jets, and an early playoff exit, I went Philadelphia because that's what they're good at.
Yeah.
Since mine are so close, I'll go ahead and cut some time. I'll do mine real quick. Then Herb, you can jump in after or before Regina, however you want to do it. But I got Atlanta winning the division. I got Philly with the first round playoff exit, like Shane appropriately put it. That's what they do. I got Arizona dead last in the division. I got the Chargers in the Super Bowl in the next 3 years. I really believe that. Some certain things happen. I got the Jets in full rebuild. If you look at their contracts and where they are, this ain't really a big leap because Rodgers is not going to be hanging around for 3 years. And I kind of feel as though when he's gone, you're not going to see Adams and Wilson and these guys want to be there anymore. So that's an easy bet. Who's going first, Herb or Regina?
Man, mine's easy. Mine was exactly like yours. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So that's cake.
He's easy. All right. Herb, what you got, bud? You gonna break the mold tonight?
So I decided to have some fun. No, I went Atlanta Super Bowl in 3 years because Kirk Cousins gets hurt again, and Michael Penix comes in off the bench and leads them to a Super Bowl. So that's why I went. I wanted to have some fun. I gave Philly the division. I gave the Chargers last place in their division. I went full rebuild, the Jets, and I feel like that's probably the closest one to actually happening. And the Cardinals get their division's kind of falling apart, injuries and everything. They sneak into the playoffs and they lose in the first round.
I like it. That is fun. I like that. All right. We not that 5 point. I think that one was an easy one. We had some hard ones just come through here, but this has been an easy one. All right. So are you guys super pumped for TNT tonight? I think we got the picks for the Vikings. Does anybody want to change their mind? You think the Rams got a shot? Now that we know that Cup should be active and the Cool should be playing. I don't feel differently about it. But
I think it should be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'll be definitely there. Regina, thank you so much for joining us. It's been awesome. You've been awesome. Love your take on the injury stuff. And you need to be our national consultant because you know about the injuries and stuff. That's some really sharp stuff you share with us. So definitely appreciate that. That was very good.
Thank you.
All right, wherever you are and have you listen to.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. And that Thursday night thing, thanks again for joining us. Herb's in the house. Raj is in the house. Of course, Herb and Raj have their podcast. The Herb and Raj podcast every Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. on Central Time. Shane is doing a lot of different work. I think he's still doing Sports and Money podcast. I think 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the on Tuesday nights. And Regina, I'll get your stats when if I can get those. Are you doing shows with anybody anytime soon? Are you doing anything that we can be looking for, Regina?
Yeah, I do a show every Wednesday night at 6:00 with Shakeback Media Group called Shown Up Divided. So everyone on there is from a different team. So I'm from the Chiefs. I represent the Chiefs.
Wait
I
a
bring my
minute.
take every week. And
They got 2 Chiefs fans
I come
on there
with
now,
my
though.
stat.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I'm like, what happened to my partner? He does the Chiefs too. She didn't get fired, is she?
No, they got 2 Chiefs fans on there, so they double team everybody.
Yeah, there's 2 of us.
Do y'all agree on everything?
You know, I do my homework. No, don't come for me because I'm at the game and I got my pen and pad.
Oh, I feel like this is something that's a little over my head here. What's going on? Everything okay over there? Who's coming for you?
No, it's all good. I'm just saying I'm a stats person. Like I do my homework. I chase it.
We can see that. I don't know who doesn't see that, but we can see that here. In less than an hour, we saw that. I don't know what. Don't let them come for you now. Take care of business at TCB, girl. Take care of business. Don't let them. It's all good. We have fun, but thank you again, Regina, for joining us. We have fun. Shane, good job as always. Sorry for the technical issues. Herb, the man as always, man, holding it down, man, even on vacation. Have fun with the fam, man. Thanks again for taking the time to get the family out. And I'm going to go ahead and play some cool music, and we're going to be out of here, all right? Have a good one. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk in the chat.